Good news, wealthy Bond collectors! Ion Productions have announced that Big Chief Studios have been handed the license to produce a new range of Bond collectibles. Very similar to the 1:6 scale sideshow figures released a few years ago, they're going to release their own range of 1:6 scale collectible premium figures. They're going to start with the Goldfinger era, so they're going to release figures of Auric Goldfinger, James Bond himself, and Oddjob, before moving on to other eras later on. I was initially excited about the idea of new Bond collectibles, but then I found out that they are actually premium. They do cost a lot of money, and they are not for your everyday collector. The figures, at least from what they've got on their website at the moment, are ranging from £150 to £800. Most are around the £200 figure, so they're not the cheapest and therefore price people out before they've even begun. If they're going to think about releasing a wide range of figures, then it's going to cost a hell of a lot of money to collect them all. At least the sideshow figures were around £100 or less. These are much, much more expensive, and I myself will only be able to afford a few, even though I'd like to collect the whole bunch. It's good to see that Ion are branching out from the usual car collectibles, and particularly moving away from Corgi, who haven't done much for the brand in recent years, but it is very disappointing that they've gone for a premium collectible, rather than a range of collectibles that are much cheaper for your average collector. I'd much rather see a range of smaller action figure type figures than these premium ones that are being released. Don't get me wrong, these figures are much better quality than the sideshow figures, and they themselves weren't bad. The likenesses do look very good, at least from what I've seen on the website, so we can expect some very high quality figures, particularly of the clothing that they wear as well. But I myself would like to collect them all, but at £200 a piece, that's not going to become a reality. In my mind, they'd be better off going down the route of the Corgi Icon collection. 3-inch metal figures, hand-painted, which do look very close to the actor they're portraying. They were £10 at the time, which in this day and age probably wouldn't be a reality, but even at £30, they'd be something I'd like to collect, would certainly add to my collection. For everyday collectors, I still think Ion should have gone down the route of something like the Star Wars figures that are released. 5-inch, 6-inch plastic figures still look very good, and certainly much more affordable for people to collect. They should have opened up to either Mattel or Hasbro and got some figures from them instead. But there we are. We have a new license holder for Bond collectibles, so we'll have to see what they produce. No doubt they will be very good quality, but do expect them to be around the £200 mark, or more, based on limited edition figures. They are very much more limited edition than the sideshow figures, which usually had production runs in the tens of thousands rather than the thousands or hundreds, whereas some of the figures I've seen on this website are in the 250, 300 kind of range. So they are much more exclusive, but that does come with a hefty price tag. No news on release date yet, but I'd expect to see them in the first quarter of next year. There's also no news about where they're going to take the license and what kind of figures they're going to release further on, but I would expect to see some from the Craig era, as the sideshow figures stopped being made when Craig took over the role. When I know more, I'll do another video to detail the models that have been made. Thanks for watching.